Welcome back to my channel, Debt Free Me. My name is Yana. I am a 35-year-old mom and wife, and I am on a debt-free journey. On my channel, you will see my monthly spending plans as well as closeouts, and my weekly spending as well as my debt updates. So if that's something you're interested in, please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I am always open to hearing what you guys have to say. I always respond back. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into my February spending plan. If you are new here, I am a salary employee, so I only get paid once a month, which is generally on the 25th of every month. But because the 25th will be on a Sunday, I will be getting paid on the Friday before, which is the 23rd. So let's go ahead and jump into this spending plan. This will be for my February month. So the money that I'll be getting paid will have to last me from January 23rd to February 25th. Me and my husband do not share finances, but he do give me money every month. Let's go ahead and start with my income. I just got a raise in November, but I don't remember what that income was, so I'm just going to use the number that I had previously, which was $5,846. And then my husband also gives me money every month too, which is $400. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in my spending plan. So as you can see, we are working with $6,246. Now for my bills section, I do have my rent, and I do know what it is. They sent me my rent bill on the 9th, like I just didn't pay them, but whatever. The rent for this month will be $1,516.53. For my energy bill, I did not get that bill yet, so I don't know how much it's going to be. So I'm going to give $200 towards the energy bill. Life insurance is $55. For worship, I am putting aside $400 for my offering. And then for my Nana's mortgage, I will not be putting any money towards that because my sister was kind enough to give me the money for it for the next 2 months. So one for January and then the next one for February. A little backstory: my nephew lives in my Nana's home, and he does pay the mortgage. However, there was an increase in the mortgage back in July, but instead of having him pay that extra, I just paid the difference, which is about $31. But my sister gave me that money for January and February, so I will not be putting any money aside for my Nana's mortgage this month. Thanks, sis. Next is my expenses. So every month I do give myself $700 for the household food budget. Me and my daughter get our hair done at least once a month, so I'm going to put $300 aside for that. For my daughter's account, I do usually put money in here for school lunch and anything concerning ballet. However, she did get a lot of stuff last month for ballet, so I think she'll be fine with getting a lower amount this month. So this month I am going to give her $120, and that will for sure cover her lunch and then maybe a boba tea or something like that. For gas, I am going to give myself $125. Now February will be my virtual month, so I will not have to go into the office as often as I did this month, so I'm hoping I won't spend that whole $125. For household, I'm going to give myself $100 because this month I do not have to get the big ticket items like tissue, paper towels. For medical, I will not be giving medical any money. I don't have a doctor's appointment coming up, and my daughter do not have a doctor's appointment coming up at all during February. Alright, so for massage, I am going to give that category $110. For takeout, I'm going to give myself $100. Technically, it's for me, my husband, and my daughter, $100 for the month, and I hope this will be enough. I am trying to dial it back down. I know for January and December, takeout took up quite a bit of money, so I'm trying to reel it back in. For me, I'm going to give myself $80. In my last video, my weekly spending video, I did realize that I don't give myself any money. So I just want to have some money for myself so I can start, you know, taking care of me again. For my gym, I am going to put $79 towards this. Now, the last court category, BTS. If y'all don't know, I am a big fan. I am a big fan of BTS. If you see my cash stuffings, you've seen the pictures that have of them, and that was from my very first concert that I went to with my sister in Vegas in 2022. We had a ball, and so if you don't know anything about BTS, I don't know where you've been, but I'm gonna give you an update. The 7 members ended up going to the military, so they all kind of took a break and did their own solo careers as they were going and coming out of the military. But now that they have all completed their mandatory military service, they are going back on tour this year. So I am going to be there. Me, my sister, my daughter, she's now a BTS fan. She wasn't in 2022, but she is now, so she will be going too. So we are hoping that we get some tickets, and I'm going to put $400 aside for that. Now, I don't know. I'm going to try my best to keep it under like $200 per ticket. We're going to see. We're going to see how it works out. If I have to move some stuff in this budget, then I'll have to do that. But I am going to try to stay under the $400, $200 per person. So, y'all wish me luck. In my savings category, my daughter has a high yield savings account, so I am going to give her $100 for that. I have a high yield savings account, which is basically my emergency fund, and I'm going to put $200 towards that. I have a car that's paid off, but it is time to get an oil change, and she is a little bit older, so I do want to start building up a sinking fund for my car or towards getting a new car. So I am going to put $50 towards that. And then for medical, I am going to put $100 towards that because my daughter, I think, will have to get braces soon. We won't know until the summer at her next appointment. So if I have to pay anything out of pocket, I'll have some money to go towards it. Now, subscriptions, I'm not going to put anything towards that just yet. I could put money towards that towards the middle of the year. And I'm going to do the same for Christmas. I'm not going to give Christmas any money. I can really hold off until like June, July to start putting money towards it. Now for travel, I am going to give $100 because my daughter's birthday and graduation is coming up in June, and so I wanted to do like a nice little trip for her, so I do want to start putting money towards that. So for debt, as you all know, I am paying off this debt, and this look different, don't it, y'all? I no longer have Discover credit card here because guess what? I paid that off. I paid that off with my last paycheck, with my January paycheck. So Discover credit card is out of here. So now all I have is my student loans and my city credit card. So for my student loans, I am going to give $300 towards that. My city credit card, I'm going to go ahead and try to snowball that Discover credit card goal payment, which was $1,000. So if I snowball that into the $100 that I was paying, I would need to pay $1,100 towards this debt. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put aside $1,100, and let's see if we can get this credit card paid off. My remaining budget, I should have about $10.47 left, which I am okay with. I have come to learn that I am not a zero-based budgeter, and I have to be okay with that. I have to do what works for me, and I've said it before, I would rather have more money in my account than a negative in my account, so I'm okay with having the $10 left over. And then, as you can see, for my budget income breakdown, my bills will get about 35%, so 34.8% of my income is going towards bills. For my expenses, 33.9% is going towards there. My poor little savings only getting 8.8%. My debt, I am now giving 22.5% of my income is going towards that. So let's see if I can actually stay true to the spending plan. Now, if we go over here to my income summary, This is the budgeted, and then the actual, what actually comes in, which I will fill out when I do my closeout. But for my budgeting, I have $6,246 to work with. My bills total should come up to $2,171.53. My expenses category will be $2,114, and then my savings, I should be putting $550 in towards my savings. Nothing for investments just yet. And then for debt, I still should be putting in $1,400 towards that. That concludes my February spending plan. And I'm happy and excited for February because y'all, January has been such a long month and I'm just ready to get paid and start new, okay? February is much shorter, but I'm ready. I'm ready, y'all. So, wish me luck, especially with these BTS tickets. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.